What's up, guys? John from PumaPlot.com here today with another On the Farm video. Thanks you guys so much for clicking on the video. Do appreciate that as always. So we are in the sweet potato patch. Dad and Mike went through and cut all the vines off of the sweet potatoes themselves and left them in the ground. We had planned on kind of digging a few hills, say on a Sunday, and then dig a few more on a Wednesday, dig a few more on a Sunday. None of that ever happened. So we had to go down there one night and cover the what was left of the plant, basically the row right where the sweet potatoes were, because we were going to get some frost, and you don't want your plants to get frost on them. Not that there's really plant there still technically, but it's, you don't want your potatoes to get frost on them because it will ruin them. So if you cover them with something, even if we would have pulled the vines back on top, it probably would have been fine. But we have this big tarp in the shed, so we figured we might as well use it. So yeah, we're each rocking 1,000 lumen flashlight just because, we can. And I didn't know how this video was going to turn out, but when Dad's like, hey, we need to go do that, I'm like, I'm going to film it and just see what happens. So I thought it actually turned out surprisingly well. Might have to do some more of this in the future. Maybe get a headlamp, that way the light moves with the camera instead of me holding the light under my arm or my hand or something. So yeah, just something to maybe mess with in the future. I thought it turned out rather funny though. So we had 2 nights of frost last weekend, I think it was, here in real life. And it was Saturday morning and technically Sunday morning, and we needed something to weight down the tarp, so we went in the pumpkin patch and picked pumpkins, because obviously it happened before then. And if you ever wondered what 3 1,000 lumen flashlights look like flashing on a building, that's what they look like. So fast forward to the Sunday, there was a frost this morning on these potatoes. Not really, because they were covered, But gonna go ahead and dig the sweet potatoes, and yes, it is kind of a weird thing coming out of the ground. And as you can probably tell by some of the sweet potatoes, we had they were sprouting. So I think what happened is we kind of left our sweet potatoes a little long because we were busy with stuff around the house and different excuses that I could say, but just we were busy, and so we never got to digging them as early as we wanted to. And because of that, they went ahead and they sprouted. Now, if you saw on that last sweet potato that I was holding there for a second up to the camera, they have been chewed on by something. Now, I think we have talked about the voles before. It's a mix between a mouse and a mole, basically, and they love themselves some sweet taters. So we always have problems with them in our sweet potatoes. In fact, last year, Dad decided we weren't going to grow sweet potatoes last year because of the voles. I don't know if he'll grow them next year or not yet. We haven't decided, haven't talked about it yet. So, yeah. So basically, Dad's on the fork, and he's just going to kind of pry them loose a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of pull them out of the ground. And it's amazing how big they get down there. But look at all that vole damage. They actually dug a little tunnel right through this one. And I think we ended up throwing away, or, by throwing away, I mean leaving them in the garden more than we actually brought home, because they were ridiculous with the vole damage. And then sweet potatoes are kind of big, as you can see, so you tend to hit them with the fork a little bit too. So you guys get the picture. We went down the whole road, picked them all, and then Dad went through and sorted them, and I picked up what was deemed good. And as you can see, they're just everywhere, the ones that we weren't keeping. So it doesn't take long to fill a bucket when you have giant potatoes like this. So, you guys, we've been burning a lot down at the farm lately, and a side effect, I guess you could say, of burning is the elusive nail crop. Now, we harvest the elusive nail crop a couple times a year, maybe. It depends how much we burn. And what I mean by the elusive nail crop is, it's just leftover after you burn a lot with boards or whatever with nails in them. They're left in the garden, and we don't really like that, so we go through with a magnet and clean them up. And that's just a small shot of some of the stuff we got. And this is the coolest thing. That's aluminum. Something we had in this fire had aluminum on it. We pulled out, I didn't film it, but we pulled out a whole bunch of pieces of aluminum. So it was pretty neat. And yeah, so like I said, there's some of what we harvested. If you guys like this video, hit thumbs up and subscribe for more. I'll catch you next time. Toodles.